Freddie. And what he used to do, he'd write something and then he'd call up his text, you know, Franz, he'd text him and say, hey, come over, I've just written something, I want you to listen to it and see what you think. And so Franz would jump in the Ferrari and whiz over there, you know, bottle of red, bottle of white, something, get a pizza on the way. And Freddie would play him his latest creation, this fantastic piano concerto. And Franz would sit there and listen and go, that's great, Freddie, that's really good. That's great. Well done. Okay. And he'd say, here's a couple of free tickets to my next concert. Do you want to come along? I've got you the front row seat. And Freddie would go, great, can't wait. See you next Tuesday at the Coliseum, you know. And so there's Frédéric Chopin sitting front seat. Here's Mr. Franz Liszt at the grand piano, and he says, ladies and gentlemen, a special guest here tonight. I'd like you all to put your hands together for Frédéric Chopin. Stand up, Freddie, come on. And everyone would go, that'd be lovely. They'd wangle their jewellery or something, whatever they did back then, the gold bars. And King would take his cap off. And then he'd say, I'm going to do something very special tonight for Freddie. He invited me round the other night and played me this beautiful piece he's just written. So in his honour, I'm going to actually perform it tonight. So he'd go ahead and he'd play the piece that Frédéric Chopin had written. And what Liszt would do would embellish it even more, and it would just be an incredible piece of music. Over the top. He was like the Liberace of the day, with amazing technique, and he'd just take this piece that Freddie had written to a new height. And so poor Freddie would be there sort of melting into his chair, because even though he'd written it, there's no way he could play what Franz Liszt did to his piece of music. So I'm not sure what happened round the back of the cathedral that night. You know, maybe they were down there on Saturday morning at the Coliseum with the, you know, good luck with the Lions. But I'll play you this piece of Franz Liszt. You'll get an idea what Franz used to get up to when he sat at the piano. This is a beautiful piece called Liebestraume.